everyone, my name is mkenzie.yamazaki and I'm a realtor with Berkshire Hathaway in Anaheim Hills. And today I wanted to go over a question that I get kind of a lot, and it's like renting versus owning. Like, should we just rent or should we just own? And honestly, in the very end, it is completely up to you. So I think if you're trying to decide what is better, renting versus owning, I think you should look at the pros and cons of both and see what fits your family and your lifestyle at the time, and then go from there. So first I'm going to go over what some of the pros and cons with renting would be. With renting, you have the luxury of being really mobile. Like, you can move from place to place yearly, bi-yearly. You can even get into like a month-to-month lease. You do not have to be stationary. You don't have to stay there. With a home, you typically would not buy a home and sell it the next month. Another thing with renting is that if you didn't have the upfront cash to maybe purchase a home, then this would be a good choice. Or if you were working on repairing your credit and you were not comfortable with the rates or terms that you were going to get due to your credit for purchasing a home, you can use that year to rent and repair your credit. And you can always ask your realtor for a great recommendation. Going back to not having the upfront money to purchase a home versus just having to rent a home. So when you go to rent, you're typically going to be asked to give a first and last month's rent. So that is going to be an upfront cost. And to be honest, if you can pull together the first and last month's rent, you most likely would be able to pull together a deal to purchase a home. There are so many options out there. I would definitely talk to your loan officer if it's even something that you're thinking about doing. There are options for 0% down. You can always write the offer and ask for the sellers to pay for your closing costs, which would help a huge amount with the money out of pocket. And then there's also even programs out there that will give you money towards purchasing your home. So you definitely want to ask your loan officer and maybe go over options. And lastly, another pro is that you don't have the cost of maintenance and repair, which can add up. Some of the cons about renting would be that you are kind of in the hands of your landlord. So your landlord can raise your rent prices every year, and those could be unexpected. And so if your rent goes up a significant amount and it's just too much for you to pay, now you're forced to pay for the moving costs and relocate your family to another home. Another con would be that if the home is outdated and it's just not your taste, it's not your style, you can't maybe personalize the home as much as you could as if you owned it. To go along with that, sometimes landlords don't allow you to paint the walls or hang anything on the walls. So now I'm going to go over the pros and cons about being a homeowner. One of the biggest pros for me as a homeowner is that I know what my monthly bill is going to be. I know what my mortgage is going to be every single month. I am not worried or concerned about my mortgage going up at all every single year. I am not going to be priced out of my home as long as I purchased it knowing that I could afford the monthly payment. So I did pull some numbers, and these are recent as of today. So I work in California. I work in Orange County mainly and the Inland Empire. So I pulled those two numbers. But the average rent price in Orange County for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath is $2,600 a month. You can definitely purchase a home and have a mortgage of around $2,600 a month. And in the Inland Empire, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath on the average is going for $1,600 a month. So that just shows, and that's just right now. That is the average this year. So another pro about owning right now is that our interest rates are really low and you can get good rates on your mortgage, and that's always really helpful. You don't have to worry about this high price and then hoping that the interest rates drop soon and then you're going to go back and refinance. And again, you can talk to your loan officer and see what the interest rates are and what you as a buyer would be able to qualify for. So another thing about being a homeowner, depending on the situation, is that you can earn money back on your home. So if you bought a duplex and you lived in one and rented out the other, you could have somebody pay the mortgage by having that rented out. Or if you had a back house, or right now, something that a lot of home builders are building are multi-generation homes. You could always rent that out. If you're comfortable, you can rent it out to friends or family. And then another idea would be to just rent out one of your rooms. Maybe you have a friend that just needs a room, and this can all help to pay your mortgage. I'd say one of the biggest cons about being a homeowner is the repair and maintenance of the home. Hopefully this doesn't happen, but if your AC went out and your garage door and, you know, I don't know, you had a slab leak or something and it just was like back to back to back, that can really put you out in an uncomfortable financial situation if you're having to pay to maintain and keep up your home. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but I would say that that would be the major downside about being a homeowner. You are responsible for the maintenance of the home. So in the end, like I said before, I don't think that one is better than the other. I think that you should look at the pros and cons of both and see what is best for your family at the time. And who knows, I mean, maybe this year it's renting and maybe next year it's buying. I hope this video was helpful to give you some pros and cons. Obviously, there's probably others. If you can think of any that I missed, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear from you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks.